Mark, good morning, and thank you very much for being here today. There have been a huge number of nominations this year, and there has been process after thorough process that has really got us to 6 final nominations. And at the end of it all, you have been crowned the Global Marketer of the Year, which I feel so thrilled about because there is nothing better than the right person getting the recognition. How do you feel about it, and what does it mean to you, Mark?
Well, thank you so much, Raja. And this is a wonderful recognition, and I can't tell you just how proud I am. But also, I think what's important is the fellow nominees are really just amazing people. Jane, Lisa, Andrew, Fernando, and Ivan, and the past honorees like yourself. Just extraordinary people, and that's really what makes our industry so great. So this is a huge honor, and first and foremost, though, it's a huge honor for P&G. Really, it's the people of P&G that make all these things happen, and I am just the lucky and privileged one that gets to represent them. And so this is really to all of them, and I just can't tell you how proud I am of all of the work that all of our folks at P&G do. They really have been stepping up, particularly in 2020, which was such an extraordinary year. So, but I also want to thank the WFA, because that's another organization that I just have such respect for and is so respected around the world as such a prominent, future-thinking, an extraordinary organization. It's just a pleasure and honor to receive this and recognize it on behalf of my P&G colleagues.
Absolutely, very well put, Mark. One of the things when I think of Marc Pritchard that comes to my mind is not only being the chairman of ANA and driving the agenda at the industry level in such a compelling, impactful basis. It's absolutely awe-inspiring. One of the big areas that you have been championing, not only at P&G, but at the overall industry level, is diversity and inclusion. So what I wanted to actually ask you is, as you see the aspects of diversity and inclusion, where do you see you have made the most impact that will give us not only short-term gains, but actually long-term momentum and movement in the area of D&I, diversity and inclusion?
Well, Raja, what I think is most important, and the kind of change that we've been able to make, is that we're really now starting to make true systemic change, changing the system within the industry. And that comes from really years of work in our company and on behalf of the industry as well, and within the industry. If I think about what the focus is, it's first and foremost the accurate portrayal of every human, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, ability, religion, body type, age, all culture, all those things. The accurate portrayal makes such a difference in terms of eliminating bias and promoting equality. Then periodically taking a stand against bias, against inequality, for justice, and to promote equality. And we've used our voice, and we've used our voice for many years. And last year was a big year for our voice on the talk, the look, the choice, Estamos Unidos, Choose Equal, work we did on Olay, Voices of the Movement, Old Spice, Secret, Venus, Always, End Period Poverty, many things that just really focused on taking a stand, taking action, and making a difference, because they start conversations, they change conversations. Then beyond that, it's ensuring and stepping up to have equal representation throughout the entire creative and media supply chain. We're not where we want to be yet, but we're getting there across our company, our agencies, behind the camera, and media partners. Another one is stepping up to make investments in various Black, Hispanic, Asian Pacific, Native American owned and operated companies, so we can actually eliminate systemic investment inequality. So it's this changing the ecosystem and with systemic change that I think we're really starting to make happen now, not just P&G, but throughout the industry.
Obviously, Procter & Gamble is a giant of a company and with a true global presence, and you're a true global marketer yourself. So when you look at the world canvas in total, are there any countries or regions which stand out to you as particularly challenging or particularly intriguing and interesting? It'll just be good to see what your perspective is. And I have my favorites, but I just want to hear you.
Yeah, we do obviously do a lot of work because our largest market is in North America, and there's tremendous work going on here. But I would say if you want to see the future, go to China, because China is where there is just transformation happening, and this market flipped a few years ago from the old traditional, brand building and TV model to digital, and from brick and mortar to e-commerce. And this is where a lot of the transformation has happened in terms of our data, use of data, digital technology, in order to drive our business through programmatic spending, engaging with retailers through propensity modeling, key opinion leaders, branded entertainment, totally new ways of creating content and engaging with consumers, live streaming. I mean, just the breakthroughs that are happening there are extraordinary. China is really leading a lot of the disruption, and we look to them and we engage with them a lot. In fact, just had a meeting a couple of days ago where we went around the world and saw what's happening in China, what's happening in North America, what's happening in all these other different markets, so we can see and then hopefully make sure that we can scale it across all of our businesses.
You have probably one of the most storied career, one of the most illustrious careers that anyone can aspire to emulate. Looking back at your career, what are you most proud of?
Yeah, that's a really hard question. Yeah,
there are quite a few things, right? So.
Well, I think part of what I would say I'm most proud of is I'm most proud of literally the people that I've been able to work with and been able to, in many cases, represent on the kinds of breakthroughs that we've been able to do, the transformation that we've done in leading constructive disruption of media. That just gives me just really great pride, because we have made some pretty big transformations in the media world. But I would probably say the thing that sticks out immediately is just the body of work that we've been able to do on that have been a force for good and a force for growth. The fact that we've been able to use our voice in advertising to change the conversation, and that really comes with partnerships that have made a difference. If I think back on Like a Girl, SK2's Change Destiny, Olay, Face Anything, that Secret work on gender equality. That group did that with their own in-house agency. The work we've done on the Olympics. Then The Talk, which was with BBDO. The Look, which was with Saturday Morning Group, which is another one of those flow agencies that was just amazing. They made a call and they said, look, we're calling CMOs. We'd like to see who wants to connect with us to focus on racial justice. And we called them up. Work we're doing now with the Asian Pacific American community it's not out yet, but I'm already proud of it. The Queen Collective that we have put together so we can get people behind the camera. Black women directors that are behind the camera. That kind of work really makes me proud. Because what it does is it does change the conversation. It starts to change the industry. It starts to be able to create that systemic breakthrough that we need in order to have an equal and equitable ecosystem. But first and foremost, it all comes down to, I just named a bunch of things that we've done, but it's been done with some amazing people.
It's incredible. The list is actually, when you look at brands outside of P&G. Which one do you admire the most and why?
The one that I admire the most is one that probably nobody has heard of. It's called Gingy chocolate. I love chocolate. This is and Gingy is a woman who has worked with her family on creating this chocolate company called Gingy. It is the best chocolate you will ever eat. It's amazing. Wow. And it's good for you. It's natural and it's organic. This is a brand that is just amazing. And I hope it gets bigger. And literally every Friday night when I'm having dinner with my family, we all sit around, and after we're done eating, we start chanting Gingy, Gingy, Gingy. And then we bring out the pot de cremes that they create. So that's the kind of brand that you really love.
Switching gears again. Which technology do you think will have the most impact on how we do our jobs in the immediate future?
I think what's going to happen is that 5G is going to give way to things really in unleashing virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. And I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be extraordinary. And I think it's going to change our jobs as brand builders because of the consumer experiences that we're going to be able to create as a result of that. And so it's one of the reasons why we're experimenting in it so much, but I cannot wait.
The various realities. Got it. One last question, which is looking forward over the next 1 year. What would you like to really see changed in our industry?
I would like to see our industry step up in a big way to create a truly equal, equitable, and responsible ecosystem. I want our industry, I would like to see our industry, and I'll do anything in my power along with great leaders like yourself and the nominees that were part of this effort and others, to really change the system, make the systemic interventions so it's equal, equitable, and responsible. And I think if we do that, we will have an industry that will be leading through in other industries. And I think we will raise not the bar, not only on our creativity, but on our innovation, and we will drive more growth. I think that will truly enable us to be a true force for good and a true force for growth.
So, Marc, again, I know hearty congratulations to you. I do believe that this is an amazing, amazing award, and WFA dearly love the organization, not because I'm associated with it, but because of the quality of work that they have been driving in the industry, both by themselves as well as in partnership with organizations like the ANA. And collectively, I think it's all coming together to move the industry in the right direction. So hearty congratulations to you, and please continue to do the amazing job that you're doing, steering and stewarding our whole industry into the future in a very thoughtful, balanced, and a beautiful manner with the right sense of urgency. And thank you very much for what you do, and hearty congratulations. Please stay safe, be well.
Thank you, Raja. It's an honor and a privilege for this award and to work with people like you and all of the people throughout our great industry.